Yeah, right.
What? Oh, come on. Okay, I do want to talk about a few games we've played. We're going to follow the same format here, but I'm going to start with a game that we just played recently called Gentes. I don't know how to... Gente? No, it's not French. Gentes.
I always assume it's Gentes because
It sounds way too close to testes,
I was
though.
going to say it rhymes with testes. That's how I remember how
But I don't think that's
say
right.
it.
I think it's Gentes. Anyway,
I just wasn't sure if I was allowed to say that on the podcast.
we can do whatever we
Can
want.
I curse?
I mean, if you want to, I might bleep it out. I bleeped out Ryan a couple times.
I'm just kidding. I don't really swear.
I don't know. Our kids do, and they don't hear it from me, so...
Yeah, apparently the 4-year-old
Yeah,
can't remember the difference between dang it and damn it.
Oh, we're playing the game of life on Monday,
Oh,
and that's what
there's another
happened.
game
Oh, yeah,
to
look at that. That's
talk
what we should have
about.
talked about. Okay, so in this game, this is the recent Kickstarter that just got delivered. I don't know if it just got delivered. I just got my copy by Tasty Minstrel Games. Originally, I believe it was overseas. I think they brought it over, but it's also by Game Brewer and Spielworks, and it's designed by Stefan Risthaus. And this is a game that I didn't back on Kickstarter actually at first, and as soon as I started seeing people talk about it, and once it hits social media, I regretted not backing it.
I mean, are you surprised?
No, I know myself too
Any
well.
game you don't back.
I know, I should have done it, and I ended up getting it later for more. But I reached out on my local Board Game Swap Facebook page and asked if anyone had a copy to get rid of. So I did trade away Marco Polo for it and some money, which was fine. It is a great game, and the game's out of print right now.
We've
But
also only played it once and had it for years.
yeah, exactly. So if we would have,
That's fine.
if we really cared about it, we would have played it more. But we played this, and a brief overview of Gentes. Okay, I'm gonna do this here. So it is a civilization building game, sort of. That's kind of the theme, but that's not really what I would relate it to other types of games in that genre. If you remember, what's that game we played a long time ago? The card game that takes like 3 eras. I think we only played one.
Civilization. There's so many
I
names
know,
that
I'm
are
so
similar
sorry.
like that I
Through the
forget.
Ages. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like that at all. But what it is, but I'm just saying it's not like another civ building game.
Yeah.
But you are trying to build cards, and your cards are built through having a certain amounts of population or other prerequisites. And so you're trying to manage your population, and you're trying to manage your money, and you're trying to manage your time. So every action you take, you're taking actions off the board in their discs, and they will be associated with certain amounts of time as well. And you'll have a time track on the top of your player board, and that's how long the actions will take. And your actions range from anywhere from adjusting your population to getting cards, to playing cards, to building cities. There's a map on the board that you are building your cities on, and there's different colors there, and they all give you either more money or points or cubes that also do things. So it's actually a pretty straightforward game. We watched a great how to play video from Gaming Rules. That's right. It actually just jumped right into it. I thought it was going to be a bit more complex than it was.
Yeah, I thought it was fairly easy to learn.
It was. I mean, our first game still took us 2
An hour and a
hours.
half.
Oh, that's
No?
probably 2 hours after learning.
Yeah. The only thing that was confusing is that his board looked different than ours.
That's
because
true.
They did bring it over, right? Isn't that why?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the one we have is the deluxeified version, which has a bunch of wooden components, but it's also just the version that's over here, right? And so there is a retail version that still has the same map, but it's still the exact same game. I think they tried to improve some of the iconography, which worked for the most part. There's still some things on the map, like those cube icons.
Oh, yeah. We could never figure out, actually.
Yeah, I still have no idea what those are for, but it's fine. We'll figure it out at some
It
point.
was just one
That's
out
true.
of many
It was really
icons.
true. So, what did you like about this game? Oh, I'll back up. Did you like this
Yeah,
game?
no, I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, it's along the Euro
Yeah.
track that I enjoy more. I liked the population thing. It was kind of interesting the way that you build the population. If one goes up, then another one sometimes has to go down. I like games where there's a lot of different ways to win.
Yeah.
Also, where you can have like a lot of end game plans, like
Oh, yeah.
where you could, be building up to something and score a lot at the end. I don't know that. I mean, it was our first time, and so I didn't really know what cards were going to come out that third era.
That's true.
For the end game, but I do tend to like games like that.
But still, even the end game is still just a bunch of different population criteria, right? And so it's hard to kind of read that. You almost have to see what fits yours.
Actually, and that was my one critique of the game, I think.
Is it because I won?
I mean, if you call winning by 2 points like a
I won by 2 points. And also, I was thinking about this. It may have been 2 illegal points.
What?
Because at one point, I wasn't sure if I got 2 points or if I took the 2 points from like a... The game is... Each round is split up into 2 phases. There's everyone's actions. And then once everyone's actions are done, there's the...
Descent, decline.
Decline.
I think it's decline. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. And there are things that happen at the decline phase. And I'm confident that I won. I'll just say that. But there's that little nagging in the back. Anyway, what was your criticism on it?
So I like games that you can get like a lot of points at the end if you've built your things the right way. But there was no way to know, I guess, how to strategize for those cards because it was just random. Like, I don't know, because you just had to have the right levels of population.
That's true.
And it would give you a bonus. Like, so every time you play a card, you usually get a bonus. And sometimes it's just immediate. And sometimes it, lasts through the whole game. And it would give you a bonus of like, you get a priest. But then it would bump your worker down because it's on the same track. Mm-hmm. And that was just arbitrary. Like, that's not helpful. I guess I just thought it should be a helpful bonus.
I see what you're saying. So what you're talking about is for the population, there are 6 types of population or 6, I don't know what to call them, types of population. I'll just say the same thing over again.
An artisan, a priest, a soldier.
Right. But there's only 3 tracks for population, and each track has 1 type on each end. And if they ever meet in the middle... And so if you increase the one on the right, it goes to the left. If you increase the population on the left, it goes to the right. And they push each other back and forth. It's super interesting. Thematically, there is a disconnect there. I think I don't know if it's a very theme-rich game.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a Euro game.
But it's your game, which is fine.
I'm okay with that.
And I don't know how it connects. But at the same time, this game tends to be more tactical than strategic, where you have to respond more to what's happening rather than really plan for the future.
I guess that's a good point.
But yeah, it's honestly a great game. We're gonna try and play it again this weekend.
Yeah.
I would like to. Hey, what are you doing on Sunday night?
Okay, fine.
Okay.
I'll play it.
Okay, good. Thanks. But it does. I feel like it is going to reward multiple plays. I think we'll know a lot more. But I don't know. Even on our first game, I feel like we got a grasp of it pretty early. The first turn, you're like, I have no idea how to do what I'm trying to do. But what's nice is the cards. There are 3 ages the game goes through, and each age has its own deck, and it gives good guidance of what you can do. You can buy a card.
Yeah, you just play to the cards.
And just play to the cards.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Agreed.
But it still doesn't feel restricting in that way. Like, I don't have to do what's on the cards. Even, I don't know. At the same time,
you get to choose your cards, so it's not like you're just drawing.
That's true.
So it's not restrictive in that way. You can plan to get, like, ones that are similar. I already have a lot of soldiers. I'll buy 2 cards that I need soldiers for,
Yeah. It's fun playing games like this because we don't often learn and play a game like this in one night because we have a few kids and it gets pretty late. But this is a game that you learned in one night and played with me. And are you, in general, glad that you did?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I'm just
that was
kidding.
Convincing.
It was good. I liked it.
Good. All right.
And I didn't even fall asleep.
You didn't even
during
fall
the
asleep.
Rules.
Yeah, which is good because that does happen a lot.
Yes.
Okay. If you were to compare this, or not compare this, but if you were to rank this against other games that you like, where would you put it against? Or like in the same vein, or I like this game as much as this other game?
I'm looking over at the closet. I don't know. Give me some ideas. I tend to forget games.
You do.
Well, even you were talking about this game, and it took me a long time to remember it. We played it like 3 days ago. Did you see me staring off into space, like,
what are we doing?
Trying to remember what the board looked like.
No, really, I think it is a very unique game. Personally, I have a hard time comparing it to anything or putting it on the same.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Anyway, no, that's fine. It's a great game. Gentes by Tasty Minstrel Games.